Hey guys, and welcome. I'm Kate. This is your free-flowing vinyasa yoga class. We're going to do some funky, fun transitions today. So the most important prop you can grab is your sense of humor. You may need it, and that's fine. A couple of blocks if you think you're going to want those, a blanket just to have at the ready, or a towel. Find a quiet spot, roll out your mat, and let's get to it. Okay guys, so we're going to start in a comfortable seat. If that means Vajrasana, how I was sitting, then that works for you. If you want to sit with your legs stretched out in front, if you want to sit them here with them crossed in front of you, that works too. Just take a moment before we start to close your eyes and shift your awareness from all of the outside stuff going on, from your phone and maybe the dust underneath your couch or the kids in the other room. And close your eyes and bring your awareness to this little tiny rectangle, this little island of hope and perseverance and fun, right? Feel the muscles in your jaw and your cheeks start to soften. And let the tops of your shoulders settle down away from your ears. Just notice the weight of your hands where they rest on your thighs and your lap. Breathe softness into your belly and find the length down to your sitting bones. As your legs get heavy, notice what parts of your feet rest on the floor. And breathe here. Not always easy to do, to make that shift quickly from the external world to what's going on inside. So take a few breaths, even if it takes 10, maybe it takes you halfway into class. It's okay. Move at your pace today, even when we start to get a little funky. But as you sit here, feel your steadiness grow. Feel your energy breathe into your body. And stay anchored in your breath. Let that carry you throughout your practice today. And beyond your mat and into the rest of your day too. Take a breath in. And when you exhale slowly, drop your chin to your chest and give your head a gentle shake from side to side. And when you inhale next, roll your right ear up over your right shoulder. And exhale, roll down through center, chin to chest. And inhale, come up to the other side, so your left ear hovers. And then down through center. One more time, you're gonna roll your right ear up over your right shoulder and breathe some length into the left side of your neck. You can take your right hand, if you'd like, above your left ear and give yourself a little more extension through this side of your neck. Every time. Made me jump this time. And bring your fingertips right outside your hip. Oh goodness, and without leaning or shifting your weight, just start to spider walk those left fingertips out and as far as you can go until you're fully extending through your left arm into your left hand. Always vocal. Inhale. And when you exhale, slowly release, hands to your lap, roll your chin to your chest. And inhale, roll up to the other side till your left ear hovers over your left shoulder. And then breathe into the right side of your neck. And then take your left hand, when you're ready, if you want, and give yourself a slightly deeper stretch. And your right fingertips are going to come to the floor outside your hip and just start to walk them out. Again, you don't want to shift or lean to the right. Just walk those fingertips as far as they can go. And breathe there. Inhale. And release your hands back to your lap, your chin back to your chest. And give your head a little shake gently side to side. On your next inhale, you're gonna lift your head. All right, and then from here, stretch your legs out in front. I'm gonna spin around so you can see what's up. If you're on a block or a blanket, you wanna come off that now. And then stretch your feet out straight, right? Legs engaged. You're gonna take the backs of your hands to the floor behind you so that you can lean slightly back. The farther you go back, the more intense the stretch is gonna be, so you can start small and just check in, right? You're gonna spread your fingers, and as you extend energy through your legs, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and just lean back gently till you find a nice stretch in the front of your wrists. And then while you're here, you're gonna start to curl your fingers in like you could make fists. And they may not curl in all the way. That's okay. Squeeze them in. And then stretch them back out. And we're gonna make fists again, squeeze them in. And then stretch them back out. One more, squeeze them in. And stretch them back out. All right, so you're gonna keep the backs of your hands on the floor, but slide them forward slightly so they're almost underneath your shoulders, but still maybe slightly behind. I tend to lean forward a little bit into this, and that's okay, as long as you lift up and you don't slouch forward, right? But you have a good long spine here. And you're gonna keep this meaty part of the top of your hand on the mat and keep your hand straight. So we don't wanna do this. You don't wanna break at the knuckles. You wanna keep the hand straight. You're gonna try to lift the backs of your hands off the mat. So, I mean, just enough room to slide a piece of paper underneath. They're not gonna come flying off unless you're breaking at the knuckles, and then, of course, it's gonna feel like they're super high. And then relax for a second. It's a lot of work. So again, you're gonna keep that meaty part down and lift from the back of your hands all the way through the fingertips, nice straight line. And then relax again. And one more time, lift it up. Yeah. And then relax again. Now you're just gonna sweep the hands forward. Oh, and they feel like they're stuck in putty, but they're not. Start to roll out your wrists. Yeah, all right. Okay, couple of flicks here. I don't know, shake it out. Sweep your feet to one side and come on to the table. All right, and once you get into the table, you guys know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some cat and cow. So get your spine rolling. This is just a good way to connect, to make some space in the front and the back of your body. Give yourself your opportunity to move with your breath. And also to warm up your spine, right? And your hips and your shoulders. Yeah, a couple more rounds. And if there's any way you need to move side to side or in circles, you can do that too. All right, inhale one more time, stretch your chest forward, drop your belly. And on your exhale, downward facing dog, tuck your toes, lift your hips and stretch up and reach back. And keep your knees soft for a minute and just work back through the sides of your body. Press your hands forward and down. Feel your hips pull back. Then you can add the legs, start to pedal it out, side to side. Yeah. All right, here we go. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Exhale, lower your knees. Send your hips back to your heels. Keep your toes tucked if you'd like for a little added foot bonus. Is that a bonus? I don't know. I feel like it's a bonus. All right. Come back up into your table. Untuck your toes. You're gonna bring the right forearm down, sweep it across in front of your chest. Keep your hips balanced over your knees. Keep the tops of your feet rooted and walk your left hand forward. Come up onto your left fingertips, roll that tricep in toward your ear. And as your upper arm lifts away from the floor, feel your chest drop down. And breathe. All right, and then slide that left elbow back. We're just gonna switch. Left arm in front, right arm walks. Come up onto the fingertips, make a little tent with your hand. Roll that tricep in toward your ear. Soften that space between your shoulder blades, but keep your upper arm engaged and feel a slight lift there. You can make it a little bit more intense by drawing the low belly in, so there's not so much curve through the low back. That forces a deeper stretch into the shoulder. All right, and then from here, you're gonna slide your forearms, both of them onto the floor, but come onto the pinky edge of your hands so the palms face each other. And we're gonna do a couple of rounds of cat and cow here, so it's a slightly more isolated movement. Keep your core strong. Just gonna keep the arch as you inhale and find some rounding as you exhale. And just kind of explore this. This feels much different than your regular cat and cow. So just notice the ways in which it does feel different. All right, one more. And round. Okay, from here, hands come back underneath. All right, so you're gonna keep the left hand where it is. Take your right arm and stretch it out. You're gonna come onto the pinky edge, just as we were 5 seconds ago. Reach it out as far as you can reach comfortably without feeling like you're like disconnecting, right? Then you wanna plug this arm bone back into the socket. So you're still actively drawing in. Press the pinky edge of the hand down, but keep this part of your body almost like it's lifting and resisting gently away from the floor. The left hand is just in a place that feels like it's secure, right? And just breathe here. And now from here, you're gonna take your right leg and just stretch it straight back. Take your right foot now and sweep it over to the left. And as you push gently into that right pinky, pull back through your heel. Yep, and then you're gonna replace the knee, slide yourself back into table. Hi. Take a second. All right, second side. Left hand's gonna sweep out like you're giving an ant a handshake. I don't know. Right? Slide it out. Right hand stays steady. Then drag the head of that arm bone in so you feel secure here. And relax. I don't know, is there any relaxing here? I'm asking a lot of questions, though I know I'm not gonna get an answer. Okay, so you can take your right knee and slide it a little closer in. I like to tuck my toes on the leg that stays under, just for some support. Take the left leg and now kick it straight back. And then you're gonna sweep it over to the right. Drag back through that heel and breathe. If this feels too wobbly, you can always just keep your knees underneath you, right? You don't have to extend in. If you still have that leg out, you're gonna drop back underneath and come on back up. Find your table, reset everything how you need to. Here we go, right arm is gonna come out to the side, and then we thread the needle. Slide your right arm all the way underneath so you come onto the right shoulder and onto your right ear. Yeah, okay. Tops of your feet stay rooted. Don't let yourself go all sorts of wonky out. You wanna stay grounded as much as you can. And now from here, you're gonna take your left leg and just kick it straight back behind you. Press into the back of your right arm. Yes. Gonna keep the left leg extended, press into your left hand, and come on up. Bring your right hand to your hip. Gonna drop the outer edge of your left foot to the floor, tuck your right toes under, and lift yourself into a little modified Vashisthasana. Press evenly through both feet. You can take your top arm, stretch it up. Inhale. And when you exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step back into plank. Deep breath in. Lower your knees. Elbows in, shoulder heads back, chest and chin lower, and then baby cobra, launch through. Keep the sides of your neck long as you inhale. Exhale, release your forehead, tuck your toes, press yourself up, and stretch back, downward facing dog. And take a second, you can pedal it out. All right, here we go. Lower your knees to the mat. Find your table. Left arm is going to reach out to the side. Inhale. And when you exhale, thread underneath. Same thing here. Right hand's going to stay in front of your nose. So you can give yourself that nice rolling twist here. Feet stay rooted. Don't let yourself come off the ground. And you want to keep anchoring through both arms. Take your right leg and kick it back. That's it. All right, and now right leg stays. Press into the right hand. Come on up, sweep your left hand to your hip. Gonna drop onto the outer edge of your right foot. Find your modified side plank here. Take your left arm, stretch up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Gonna step it back into plank again. Deep breath here. And then lower down, knees, chest, chin. Chaturanga, baby cobra, or an upward facing dog. Deep breath. And then pull your hips up, stretch back, downward facing dog. All right, here we go. Slowly now, start to walk your feet forward. Hang over at the top of the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Press the floor away. Urdhva Hastasana on your inhale, reach out, stretch up. And hands down through center, Samastitihi. Okay, we're going in. Inhale, come out and up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk it back. If you feel like jumping, you can always jump, it's all good. Take a breath here. Shake out your head. Sway through the hips. Take your time and breathe. Feel where your arms plunk into the sockets, where the sides of your body lengthen. All right. Easy breath. Okay. Inhale, take your right leg, lift it up, stretch it back. Exhale, knee to nose, hug it in. Inhale, take it up, stretch it back. Exhale, knee to right tricep, sweep it out and then in. Inhale, up and back. Don't rush this. I know you really want to, but try to do it slow with control. Exhale, you're going to tap your knee over to the left. And then as you come back, hook your right knee over the top of your left thigh. So we're here and our legs are in an eagle kind of thing here. Bend your left knee, send your weight back into your sitting bones. Okay. From here, you're going to come forward into plank, drop your heel over to the left. So now your outer edge of your foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Shift onto your right hand. Take your left hand to your hip, bend your left knee, and sink your hips back again. Yeah. And then push into that left leg. Take your left arm, stretch it up, and see if you can start to lift and roll open. I find that really hard, but give it a whirl. And then your left hand's going to hit the floor. Spin all the way around onto the ball of your left foot and onto the outer edge of your left foot. And now take your right leg, bring it into a tree Vashisthasana. I wasn't lying, we're going right into it. Take your right arm, stretch it up, inhale. When you exhale, bring your right hand to the floor, step it back, plank. Deep breath here. And then lower down, all the way down. Baby cobra, curl it up. And press into your hands. Come up through table. Slide your hips back to your heels. Find a child's pose with your arms right alongside your body, palms facing up. And as your shoulders drop down toward the floor, feel the weight of your head sink too. All right, gather yourself, because we're going to do it again. All right, come on forward. Downward facing dog. Spread your fingers. Work that action where you feel like you're trying to palm the basketball, right? We're going to be on our hands a lot. So the more you can get that hasta onto that hand lock, the better it is for your wrist. So keep working that grip onto the floor. Tuck your toes up and back. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Try not to go too fast. Inhale, up. Exhale, tap over to the right. And then hook that leg onto the right one. Bend your knees. Come back into your little eagle variation here of down dog. All right, and then straighten the leg. You're gonna drop that heel over to the left. Right foot, left hand. Right hand to your hip, bend your knee, take your hips back. And then work to straighten that left leg. Take your right arm up. Oh, goodness. Right hand to the floor, pivot all the way around. Bring that left foot into tree. You can always bring it to the floor, right? It doesn't have to be super turbo. Now wherever, inhale. And when you exhale, left hand down, left foot follows. Lower it again all the way to the floor. Baby cobra. Nice, easy, gentle curl up. And press back. Another child's pose, not our last, but we're not going to spend too much time here. Okay, downward facing dog. Take it up and stretch it back. Okay, we're gonna add on to that, right? So right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to right tricep, squeeze. Up and back on your inhale. And over to the left tricep. Same thing, hook the leg, find your eagle, drop that heel, come into your Garudasana side plank, and then kick your right leg to the left edge of the mat for a fallen triangle. Press into your feet, lift your hips, take that left arm up. Inhale, and when you exhale, you're gonna drop your butt to the floor. Legs stay wide here for an Upavista Konasana. You can even take the flesh out from underneath your sitting bones, lengthen up, and then come out and over. This is like the great equalizer pose. Because no matter what funky things I can do, this right here, that's about it, right? So check your ego at the door, find length in your spine, and come out and over. And maybe you can go flat on the ground. That's cool too. But none of that really matters, does it? Lengthen and fold. Just trying to enjoy the journey while we're here. Deep breath. And now you're going to take your left hand and walk it to the outside of your left leg and swing your right hand around. You can either grab the knee, the calf, the foot, whatever works. This right sitting bone is going to want to lift up off the floor, but try to root it back down. Use this left hand as a little buttress. You're going to lift up And then, take a twist. Is nice long spine as you go. All right, gonna keep your grip on this left foot, drag it in, and then you're gonna take it and step it to the top of the mat. So now your foot's crossed in front of the right thigh. Bring your elbows to the floor or, you know, close to it, a block if you want underneath. And just take a bit of a twist here. Okay, it's early you say, but we're gonna do a little baby grasshopper. So take your right hand and you're gonna bring it right in line with the left, so you're about shoulder distance apart. Right elbow is gonna hug in. Take your left hand in front of your left shin and grab the instep of your right foot. If you can't grab your foot, so we look like this. If you can't grab your foot, that's okay. You can grab here, right? You're gonna grab that right foot, plug it in, shift forward, and then this foot, this hand are your foundation. You're gonna press and then lift. All right, set it down, take a breath. If you wanna give it another whirl, you can absolutely do it. I'm gonna spin back around. Ready? Okay, now from here, both hands come to the inside of your left foot. Push into the floor, lift your hips, step your right leg to the back of the mat, find your lizard pose. And lizard can mean back knee lifted, hands on the floor. You can lower your back knee, you can lower onto the forearms. Just take a moment wherever you are and enjoy the stretch. Okay? Okay. If you've lowered down, come back up onto your hands. Lift that back knee, step it back into plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra, or an upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pull it back. Second side. Left leg's gonna lift, inhale. Knee to nose when you exhale. Up and back, inhale. And then knee to left tricep. Take it slow. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee over to the right side. And then hook that leg over top the right. Bend your knee for a second. I just find this really lovely. So we're gonna do it. And then shift your weight onto your left hand. Drop your heel to the left. Find your funky Vashisthasana, and then kick this left leg out. Fallen triangle. Inhale. And when you exhale, drop your butt. Anchor down through your sitting bones. You can give yourself some space if you want. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, come out and over. And breathe. Try to think of your front, back, and sides of your body being as long as they can be here. One more breath. All right, and you're gonna start to take your torso over to this right leg. Right hand can come back behind you. Low belly in and up. Left hand comes where it feels comfortable. And now notice how we can start to do this, right? So anchor down through that left side. Lengthen up, and then give yourself a twist. Keep drawing in and up with your low back. And breathe. Okay, gonna shift your weight into your right hand, right? Keep the grip on this right foot. You're gonna step it up and in front and come back to the front of your mat, resting on your forearms or close to it. You can come onto a block or stay up on your hands if this is too much. Now we prep for our baby grasshopper. So take your left hand back, bring it in line. Left elbow's gonna bend and hug right into your ribs. Fold a little bit forward. Right hand comes to the inside, the front of this shin here. And then grab your instep. If you can't grab the instep, you can grab the leg and give it a try. All right? The key here is to use this hand to pull the leg in. So instead of going in all directions, you keep yourself drawing in. It helps. You're contained here. Shift forward, press into your foot, press into your hand, try to float up. Oh, deep breath. And then you set it back down. Right hand to the inside of your right foot. And do the same exact thing. Here we go. Shift forward. Step this left leg back. Ah, find your lizard. From a grasshopper to a lizard. Which is better? I don't know. One more breath here. And then if you've got that back knee lifted, you're gonna bring it up, come up onto your hands, step back into plank. Full breath in. You can skip the vinyasa if you want, or you can go through it. We'll meet in down dog. Oh, pull it back. Take a second here. Come back to what feels good in your body. When you exhale, you're going to lower your knees to the mat. And we're going to work a little Sarangasana, a little rabbit pose. So you're going to take the top of your head, the spot of your head that you would use in your headstanding, right? So it's a couple of finger distances back from your hairline, right in front of the fontanelle, right? That little soft spot we had as a baby. So you're going to lower down there, and you can keep you can use a blanket if you want underneath your head. You can keep your hands on the floor and just work a little bit here, right? You want to not let your shoulders droop in, but lift your shoulders away from your ears and press your head actively into the floor. This isn't a passive, by all means, this is not a passive pose. So if you feel comfortable here and you're ready to move into the pose, you're going to lift the hands, interlace your fingers. Oh, and stretch your knuckles up. Inhale. And then exhale, release your hands. Take your seat back to your heels. Make a little pad with your hands and come to rest. And enjoy the buzzing at the top of your head. Okay? All right, downward facing dog. Oh, yeah. All right, inhale, take your right leg, sweep it up, stretch it back. With your right leg lifted, you're gonna drop your left elbow. So now you're on your left forearm, right hand. Take your right hip, open it up, bend your knee. All right, and now stretch your right leg straight. Gonna square off your hips, bend your left knee, and you're gonna step the right foot back. So your left shoulder ends up over your elbow here. And then take your left foot back to meet your right. You may need to adjust. And now you're gonna slide your right hand in line with your left elbow, hug your right elbow in, and find what I like to call plankarunga. Half chaturanga, half forearm plank, and breathe. Hips square. Whew. Okay, left forearm is gonna come across in front, drop onto the outer edge of your left foot. Find a forearm side plank, spread your fingers. Right hand to your hip. Right arm can reach up. You can always keep your right foot in front for a little modification, or you can drop your left knee to the floor. It's up to you. From here, right hand comes to your hip. You're gonna take your right foot and step it back behind you. Baby wild thing. Right arm reaches up. Stretch your chest toward the front of your mat. Okay, we're gonna rewind. Plant your right hand onto the floor. We're gonna swing the right leg through and come into right side Vashisthasana. And now feet can stack one in front of the other. You can stack them on top, left foot in front. Tons of variations here. Take your top arm, reach it up. Take this left leg, float it up, float it up, float it up, float it up. Left arm lifts. And then slowly drag your knee in. Step it forward, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach it up, sink your hips, soften your shoulders, full breath. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Deep breath in. When you exhale, right elbow to that left knee, roll your shoulder open. Twist out all of that work. Keep your inner thighs scissoring. Take your gaze to the floor. You're gonna keep your elbow and your knee connected. Step your right foot forward. Little twisty Utkatasana, sink your hips. Long spine, inhale. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and release. Press the floor away. Come all the way out. Reach it up, deep breath. Hands down through prayer. Take a second here before we hit the other side. Last little bit. Here we go. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands. If you feel like hopping in vinyasa, you can. I'm just gonna walk it back. Downward facing dog. Okay, you're gonna float the left leg up, inhale. As you float that left leg, you're gonna drop the right elbow. So come onto that right forearm. Stack the left hip open, bend your knee. Take a second. And then square it off. You're gonna take your left foot, step it back. Big step back. Right foot's gonna meet it, and then the left hand, comes in line with the right elbow. Left elbow hugs in, Plankaranga. Try to find square hips and breathe. All right, right forearm comes across in front. Right side, forearm side plank. And breathe. Can always add a kickstand. It's up to you. Your top arm up. And you're gonna bend your left knee. Just step it back gently. Press into the ball of your foot, lift your hips. Gonna reach the left arm back. And then swing the left hand down. Plant it into the floor. Come up and around. Vashisthasana on the left side. Flex those feet. Press into the floor. Feel that left shoulder blade hug in. And then float your right leg up. Float it up, float it up, float it up. Press the floor away. Hug your knee in. Step it forward. Oh, crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, sink into your legs. Soft shoulders. Ooh. Yeah, hands to prayer. Let's twist it out. Lengthen up. When you exhale, left elbow to that right knee. Roll it back. Keep the extension through your back heel. All right, take your gaze to the floor. Elbow stays to that knee. You're gonna step your left foot up to meet your right. Find your twisty chair. Try to keep your knees in line as you sink your hips. Roll it open, inhale. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, and release. Come all the way out and up. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale. When you exhale, sink your hips, Utkatasana. Okay, you're gonna take your feet, open them out a bit, give yourself some space. Toes can stay open. You're gonna sink a little deeper. Take your weight back, sink a little deeper. Take your weight back, sink a little deeper. We've worked your shoulders so much today. Let's get into the legs a little bit. Inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna sit all the way down. Find your boat pose. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. You can straighten your legs if you feel like you can hold it. Never feels quite good to me, but if it does to you, that's cool. Inhale. And when you exhale, we're gonna slowly flatten out. Little half boat. Keep those shoulder blades off the floor if you can. Inhale. And exhale, curl it in. Give yourself a hug. And drop your feet to the mat. Hips distance apart. Walk your upper arms in. You're gonna push into your feet and lift your hips for a little bridge pose. You're gonna take your hands and march them underneath you so you can interlace your fingers. Keep your tailbone long. Press your fists into the floor. Upper arms press into the floor, and even the center of the back of your head is gonna root down gently. You're gonna keep the hands interlaced. Start to toe heel your feet over to the right until your right foot comes off the mat. Maybe your left does too. Then you're gonna sit your butt down. So you're laying on your right arm. And it may feel super awkward to you, and that's fine. I find this absolutely luscious. In its awkwardness. All right, press into your feet. Lift your hips, toe heel over. Through center. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Over all the way to the left. Until you've cleared the fists. And then drop down. And breathe again. All right, lift your hips. Toe heel back through center. Stay up for another breath. Release your hands. And then you're gonna lower down. The upper back's gonna curl down to the floor. Keep the hips lifted. Keep your tailbone long. And then feel the middle of your spine start to press down into the floor. And then the lower spine. Feel your pelvis start to drop. And then your tailbone can lengthen down. And when you exhale, pull both knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. Take your arms out to the sides. Cross your right leg over your left. Drop your left foot to the floor. You're gonna lift your hips and slide them just a little bit to the left, okay? Just a touch. Draw your knees in, and then you're gonna drop over to the right. Oh. Try to relax your left shoulder toward the floor. It may not stay down, and that's okay, don't force it. You can look across your shoulder to the left. Okay, as I grunt and groan, you're gonna come back up through the middle. Drop your right or your left foot to the floor. Square off your hips. Take a second. Other side, left leg crosses up and over. Lift your hips slightly. Take them over to the right. Just knees in, and then you're gonna drop your knees over to the left. Okay. And all that work in your upper back, through your shoulders that we've done today, hopefully can start to release here. As you soften the right side down, relax into your twist. Okay, come back up through the middle. And drop your right foot, both feet on the floor. Bring your hips back to where they feel good. Draw your knees in, take a second here. Right, anything else you need, if you want a happy baby, if you want another twist, anything that'll help you. start to wind down before we take our full Shavasana. If there's anything else you want to do, you want to pause the video, that's cool too. Take a second to do that. Otherwise, we're going to unfold. Relax. Let your arms rest out by your sides and let your legs spread out. Soften your body into the floor as you close your eyes and bring your gaze inward. And muscle by muscle, feel yourself relax. From the top of your head into the tips of your fingers and down into the soles of your feet and the tips of your toes. And when you feel your body release its last bit of tension, shift your awareness to your breath. And do your best to stay with it. One breath at a time. And feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. And let your next breath be a little deeper. Welcome subtle movements back as you move your fingers and your toes. And one knee at a time, hug them in. Come to rest on your right side. And pause here. Without the need to rush. Press into the strength of your left hand. Come on up. And find a comfortable seat. With your eyes still closed and your gaze still pointed inward, take a moment here. Settle back into the floor. Bring your palms to press into Anjali Mudra and feel your heart rise up to meet them. Take a moment to bow your head and honor your time on the mat and honor this crazy practice that sometimes looks very simple, sometimes feels very complex, but honor all the facets of your practice and all the gifts that it gives you, and honor your dedication to it, all this time that you've put in, exploring and working and refinding yourself. Thanks for spending your time with me today. I look forward to practicing with you again soon.